start.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Peach State Power Hour, presented by UGAsports.com. I'm your host.
Yeah, but just a celebration when he does that little, when he's, up in the air.
Harry, joined by Andy Stowe and Eddie from Acworth. So glad to be here with you on this Sunday evening. Hope it's all sounding good and working good.
We have no idea if it's working.
Been working on this pretty hard for the past hour and a half or so, trying to make sure this is all set up. So good to be back with you guys. Got so much to talk about tonight. I don't know where to start, but I guess we'll start with Andy. How was your weekend?
It was good. Got a little. Well, I'm up here in Royston, so we got a decent amount of snow. So I'm actually, that's what I was telling Eddie while you were off. I still have like 10 or 15 foot of ice and snow in front of my garage. So I don't know.
10 or 15 feet?
Yeah, like out. The way my house is, the way it is, the sun doesn't get to it. Yeah, not deep.
Well,
no, God, no.
It sound like it was depth.
No, I didn't get 10 feet. We got like maybe 5.
He's a bad judge of that. I bet anyone else can judge.
That's another topic for another day. But no, it was good playing in the snow. Had a pulled behind on a sled. Those things. So yeah, it was fun.
What about you, Edward?
Yeah, we didn't have we had a lot of snow. It was blizzard-like conditions, but the wind was swirling so hard, it just kind of blew off the road. So we had no driving issues yesterday at all. My son actually drove up from Kennesaw State to come visit us, and he said the roads were absolutely fine. So we kind of dodged a bullet. It could have been a disaster, really, as cold as it's been and all the rain/snow that came in. But been fine. But, man, those people in Nashville, I'm reading some of those people have been out of power for like a week or more.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, can you imagine that with these frigid temperatures? I mean, that's scary stuff they're going through up there. So I'm glad we didn't have to deal with that. Prayers out to them. That's tough.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully, they can hopefully they get power back on up there, but maybe they don't have power, but they can watch us and we can bring them an hour of fun because that's what this show is all about.
Oh yeah.
I can't turn up my volume. So you guys sound like you're whispering to me. Can't figure that out, Andy. But we'll figure it out as we go along. Thank you guys for being here. We got CT in the chat, Tool Man, Montana Man, Mountain Man 73, Alex Page, Harrison Reno. It's not your fault, Eddie. Don't start clicking stuff. It's my problem. It's not your problem. Calm down a bit. Chris Garcia, what's going on, man? Appreciate you guys having us back tonight. Andy, you want to announce that bowl pick'em winner?
Yes. So we had, as most of y'all know, we had our bowl pick'em, and we had a 3-way tie at the top. We had 3 people, and the teams were Hoosiers, Rips number 2, and ESPN 3413874 picks 1. And all 3 of those teams, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a random thing, but all 3 of those teams picked the same amount, and they had a total of 825 points. But Hoosiers ended up picking the closest of the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker was how many points will be scored in the college football playoff, and Hoosiers picked 444, so they were the closest to the total of 566. So they are the winner of the bracket and will get a free 1-year subscription thanks to Roddy Nabulsi. So if you are watching live, or if you're on Twitter or something, shoot us a message so we can get with Roddy so he'll know who to give that subscription to, because I can't see anything about your account in ESPN. So I don't know who you are.
Hey, did all 3 of those guys, Andy, hate to put you on the spot, did they all pick Indiana to win the national title?
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Did they really? Okay.
Wow.
So that was the difference. I mean, I would assume Hoosier did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd assume he did, but I was just curious if the others did too.
Yeah, no, all 3.
Did they all pick Indiana? Would have been Indiana versus Georgia? It would have been, right? It could have been.
No, they picked Indiana versus Miami.
Oh, okay.
What?
So they nailed the finals.
Yes,
Wow.
They nailed it. They literally nailed this crap. Like, I'm wondering how they cheated this.
Yeah,
but
I agree. That's impressive.
So they definitely
come claim your prize. Message me on Twitter, or Andy or Eddie or Roddy. We'll get you your prize. If you can show us like a screenshot that you're the owner of that. Guys, UGA football, the transfer portal rankings are officially done. Transfer portals, it's weird. It feels like there should be another portal guys. And I'm going to be honest. This one thing, the timing of it was weird.
It was.
It doesn't feel like it's over, but it is, I guess. So all rosters are set now. Am I mistaken in that?
No, that's right.
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Unless I guess they were to coach leave or something, I guess. But other than that,
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
but
that's not going to happen. Yeah,
not going to happen. I mean, so what I'm getting at is all these rosters are now set, and we've never in the transfer portal era had this to where you had a full roster set by February 1st. It just there's always been another window to where you could, if you had guys who maybe weren't going to make it through spring, and for whatever reason the depth chart, they could transfer out, and you still had that glimmer of hope that one position that you were hoping that your team got, and in this case would be the Georgia Bulldogs for most people watching, could maybe go out and snag one more guy. And that's not the case now. You are what you are. You've got to build upon what you have. And so with that, UGA finished the transfer portal rankings ranked 53rd.
Yeah.
They brought 8 guys in and 14 left. So you do the net positives, net negatives, all that good stuff. 53 is what they landed on here. Or 53rd, excuse me, is what they landed on. Brought in the 8 guys. Where I guess now that it's all over, I don't know if you guys have talked about this. I barely watched this. I could barely stand to watch it with you two on here each week. But have you guys discussed those portal guys? I know you guys did because I was in the chat actually banging the drum for the same guy, the Riddler that you were, Eddie. But looking at it now, did they need somebody else at a different position, do you think? Or are you okay with what? Because like I said, it's over. Are you okay with where they're at?
Well, I'll go first, Eddie, because I definitely think we missed a spot. I think we need a left tackle. And I know that the Freeland was, I don't know when
they're expensive. They're expensive.
They are, but do you want to win a national championship or do you want to be good? I mean, I don't want to be good. I want to be great. We've tasted greatness.
Can I interrupt? Didn't we get a Tyquez Richardson at offensive tackle? Isn't that one of the portal guys we got? Or are my notes wrong here?
Yeah,
that's the 9th guy to me.
Yeah, I think he's a preferred walk-on.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not like
you're not. That's not what Andy's asking for.
No, I'm not asking. I'm not asking for. I remember a left tackle from Rhode Island. I'm not playing the Jared Catalina thing. Yeah, I'm not playing that game. No, I wanted to go out, and I know they're expensive, but again, you see these guys for instance, just look at that. The top 5 right here is Indiana was first, LSU was second, Texas Tech was third, Texas A&M was fourth, and Louisville was fifth. We need, and I understand because I've been beating the drum about retention. We were able to keep a lot of our key players, but I think I want to shop in the nice store. I don't want to shop at the bargain. I don't want to go to Temu. I want to shop at the nice store. So I wish we would have gotten a left tackle that can come in and play because you're losing a potential first round pick at left tackle. So,
I don't know, Andy, if this year you shopped in the Dollar General aisle.
You did,
but you definitely weren't shopping in Von Mar.
No, you might have been at Target. You were probably at Target.
Maybe Target, TJ Maxx is probably where you were at. Yeah, it's probably where you were at. Sometimes you can find at TJ Maxx, you can find something that's been discounted, some discounted goods that
can.
Khalil Barnes leaving Clemson, they wanted him out. Great pickup. Last time they wanted a secondary player out, he played pretty well for Georgia.
Yeah, DK was great.
Yeah, he's still in the NFL, but they wanted him to leave. So where are you at, Eddie?
Well, I think Andy raises an interesting point. I'm not going to say good point because I didn't think it was a good point. It was interesting. But maybe to exactly what you were talking about, Andy,
unnecessary shot. Yeah.
On the offensive line, maybe they have confidence in this as Ogboku kid coming in as a freshman. He played 2 freshmen this year. They did very well. Maybe some shifting around there on that offensive line. And they're good with those guys. And maybe they think what they've got coming in the freshman class is better than anything in the portal they could have gotten on the offense. I'm just talking about the offensive line. But overall, Andy, I think you're right. Dollar store is a little strong, whatever you called it. But I think
I said Temu, but
yeah, Temu, whatever you want to call it. I get what you're saying. It wasn't like these portal transfers we look at me, you, and Paul talk all the time about, wow, we'd like to have this kid, and we're not even in the same planet as what other teams are offering to get some of these top flight players.
Let me stop you. Let me stop.
There,
Let me stop.
yeah, please do, because I'm with you on that. Go ahead.
Let me stop you. Why?
Yes. I want to know this answer. And Paul, maybe you know it and I don't. Why can we not go out and be, and I'm not, you look at LSU, they had 40, what was that number? 43 in or 40 out, 33 out, 40 in. I'm not saying to do that, but why can we not go out and say, hey, we need to make a splash? And I know Texas has oil money. I get it. We don't have oil money, but why can we not be with Indiana? I understand Mark Cuban is backing that, but why can't we go out and spend this big money on some of these like LSU? Why can't we do that?
Can I pose a theory?
Yeah, please.
I think part of Kirby's brain is still, I'm not going to say behind, but is still kind of in the mindset that retention is more important than portal guys.
And it could be.
It is.
Up until this year, that was the case. Now we have seen Indiana, who was a older team, yes, but they had a lot of transfer portal guys in there as well that helped them win that national championship. I literally think this is the last year of Kirby kind of trying to play it his way and see maybe this works. And if it doesn't this coming season, he's going to have to do a total flip, much like Nick Saban did. I've talked to you guys about this before, where he complained and complained and complained about those fast offenses. And then the next thing you know, Saban was running it and winning a national title. So I think Kirby's going to have a mind flip if it doesn't work this coming season. That's my philosophy.
So your thought, or is this, do you think that Kirby Smart has $10 million sitting over here in a bucket and he says, you know what? I'm not taking that money and giving it to someone else. Even though if we go out and get said player starting left tackle, we could win a national championship, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that 10 million in this bucket. Or do you think he's being told you don't have 10 million in this bucket to spend?
There's no way he's just leaving the money.
That's my point. And,
no,
and
I agree.
But and I'm not saying you're saying that, Eddie, but it's like people are saying, well, Kirby won't spend the money. Maybe he just doesn't have the money. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the answer.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's the way Kirby plays his roster, and we can go back to other players in the backfield that he didn't want to throw the money at to overpay for guys coming in the program and then paying less for the guys that have been there with the blood, sweat, and tears. Right. I think that's his mindset. He doesn't want to upset that roster where kids are kind of like, well, why is this guy coming in making more than me? I've been here for 3 years. KJ Bolden, for example, right? You're going to pay a guy come in higher than him. I just think that's his mentality right now. And I think, again, if it doesn't work this coming year, he's going to have a flip of that mindset, and he's going to have to do that kind of thing. Paul, agree or disagree?
Well, the boss man's here. He says you don't have unlimited money. He's correct. These other schools seem to somehow find the money.
Miami.
I mean, Miami is a weird one. Yeah, Louisville.
What is that?
Yeah.
I would have had no idea.
You know, it makes you start going to these schools, right? And like Louisville's biggest alumni, you know, like who are they? Who, you know, it can't be Papa John. He's kind of irrelevant now, you know, like
Virginia Tech. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Well, Virginia Tech had a whole coaching change.
Yeah,
LSU had a whole so Andy, out of the top 7,
okay,
just run through them again for me. Let's see if they had a coaching change.
All right, Indiana. No. LSU, yes. Texas Tech,
no.
Texas A&M,
no.
Louisville,
no.
Virginia Tech, and
Yes.
Houston. But and of course, Arkansas was 8.
And 8. Okay, so 8th Arkansas. So it's three out of the top 8. So that 3 doesn't run like I thought it might have with that. Yeah. But those schools also had a ton of money come off the books.
They did.
Let's maybe look at that. Transfer outs. How many transfer outs did those top, let's say, 7 have? Okay.
That was Indiana had 10 transfers out and 17 in. LSU 33 out and 40 in. Texas Tech 21 out, 21 in. Texas A&M 14 out, 18 in. Louisville had 30 out and 31 in. Virginia Tech 22 out and 25 in, and Houston 15 out and 17 in, and then Arkansas had 38 out and 41 in.
So 4 of those teams completely flipped their rosters including incoming freshmen. And they also flipped that money off of the books. Georgia did not do that. All of their big time money guys stayed on the books. There wasn't a big time money guy that left except for the seniors or those that you knew that were going to the draft, which you had already backfilled that money to your freshmen coming in. I don't know if you guys remember when Nick Abrams had a TikTok live and there were some questions being asked to him and said, hey, who's the highest paid? You don't have to tell us a number, but who's getting paid the most? And then it was him and I think a couple other guys. Then they all agreed, Ogboko, the right tackle, left tackle that was coming in, the 5-star. Georgia paid him. So it goes back to Eddie's point. Maybe they're trying to, and I think maybe – what Kirby's thinking is if I just keep riding this out and doing it this certain way where I bring in players and I pay scale bump them, it's just like at any other job. You stay at the job, you get a pay raise. You can go look for another job and you might get a pay raise there, but it's another job. You might not like it as much. It's very true. The same with college athletics now. You can go to a new school, get a bigger paycheck, but are the facilities as nice? Right. Are you getting the best possible training you can? So, I think it's one of those things Kirby's kind of putting his feet down and saying, like Eddie said, I'm going to pay my guys and we'll go add in. I mean, he added in a ton of the secondary. That was obviously a concern. After watching the Ole Miss game and watching that play, blow up to basically lose the season was, hey, we're going to add some guys in the portal for this secondary.
And that was my thing with the retention. That's why I think we, like with our small numbers in and out, I think retention should be a part of that NIL, of that transfer portal ranking, but it's not, because you look at the guys we did go out and have to bid for. I mean, it looked like we were going to lose both halfbacks at one point. We were, there was talks of some linebackers maybe going out. There was some talks of a lot of players going out. So I think that should be a part of it. But with that being said, Paul, what do you think adding retention to what we did in the portal? What would you grade it? I mean, off the top of your head, what would you give this portal class?
The retention thing is tough for me, right? Because I think that's its own grade. I think they get graded out A+ at retention, honestly. Okay. I mean, I think I can't think of anybody that they lost. I said, oh man, that's going to be tough. Well,
if I'd have asked you guys 4 months ago, is Daniel Calhoun leaving, you probably would have both said, hell yeah.
I thought he was
There's a kid right there, a depth piece that was hurt. He was hurt, so we'll give it that. But he didn't hardly see the field, and he was a big-time recruit. I mean, I agree with you, Paul. I think the retention is what Kirby's banking on, and he's not playing the big-time portal guy over that. He's more invested right now. And again, I think next year tells us everything. If it doesn't work, he may have to flip that mentality. But the retention, to me, I'm with you, Paul. It was an A+. I thought he did we heard about Nate Frazier maybe transferring. We're all like, oh my God.
Ohio State was right there.
That was a huge retention. Like, there's no splash maybe besides Jordan Seaton in the transfer portal that would have been bigger for Georgia to get than what it was to keep Nate Frazier, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they had to fight for that one. Roddy chimed in, said the fans at those other schools are a hell of a lot more desperate. They're spending money more than Georgia fans and donors. Look at OSU, yet Georgia still spends a lot and uses the money for elite signing classes and keeping its top players. That's pretty much what they did this year. And sure. JC from San Diego says, who did Texas lose? They retained all their good players and added $1 million. I don't think our retention was that much better than Texas or LSU. I think it was. Chris Garcia says, will we have sponsor patches on the jerseys next year? Who knows, man?
It's coming. They're going to be NASCAR jerseys in 5 years. You know they are.
Yeah, it's possible.
Alex, does that bother y'all? Do y'all care about that? Because it doesn't bother me. That's just the way we are. Everything. I mean,
who started that? Wasn't it the NBA?
The NBA was the first, but that I remember seeing.
Well,
the Braves have that quickcrete patch, right?
Yeah, but soccer's always done it, right? Like every soccer jersey you've seen, it's been a sponsor. But I think the NBA was the first one in America that did that, and everybody was freaking out. Right. you watch an NBA game, you don't even notice it's there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Quikrete thing on the Braves, nobody really cares. I mean,
yeah, but that one, I feel like if you're gonna do a sponsorship, you got to do one that blends in with the jersey. That thing sticks out
bright
like
yellow.
That's
your
true.
thumb.
That's true. But I mean, they paid for it, so they can do what they want.
Let's say Quikrete calls the University of Georgia Athletic Association and says, we're going to give you guys $10 million this year if you will Quikrete our jerseys. Do you not think they are running in there to start sewing on some patches?
We might have yellow helmets next year, for God's sake.
I mean, you're right, but I think a Coca-Cola logo would look a whole heck of a lot better and flow better.
True.
It would blend in,
you know.
Or Chick-fil-A. Let's go.
Chick-fil-A, we've got the red and white. Yeah, like something like that. You gotta, because I say that they don't stick out like sore thumbs, and they really don't for the most of them. And some of them actually kind of play well with like the jerseys, the logos do. But the Quikrete one with the Braves is horrendous. It is bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
So yeah, it wouldn't be my favorite thing. If they got like the Quikrete, you gotta if they're gonna do sponsorships, let's do one that's color coordinated, please.
Look, I'll just be honest with you. We can be sponsored by anybody they want if it means a national championship. They can. I don't care. They can put.
So you want 7 logos on the jersey? You don't care.
I don't care. It can be feminine products for all I care. As long as they win a national championship.
Grinder. Andy wants Grinder on there. That's what he wants.
Oh God. All right,
whatever it takes, brother. Right?
Well, we were talking about a little bit of that transfer portal, and a lot of it was the offensive line. So we do got a new offensive line coach. What do you think about that? That was a kind of a shocker that day. So what do we?
Why are you throwing it to us, Andy? This is
really. I was going to say, throw it to yourself.
Well, I'm happy because I think we needed a different voice in the room. All of these guys, every one of them know X's and O's. They can coach every possible technique that anybody can do, but sometimes it's good to have a new voice in the room. So that's why I think it's probably a good thing. I think it's a good thing that Stacey Searles is staying, because clearly he's been recruiting very well since he's gotten back here. But I just think having a new voice in the room, maybe they can relate better. I don't know. Phil Rauscher, I mean, it's not like he was the greatest coach in the NFL. He's had some up and down career. But some of Roddy's reports and all was that the current players are happy with it and they really like Phil Rauscher. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think sometimes change is needed, regardless if it's if the guy's a great coach. I remember when Ted Turner bought the Braves. He said, "I just fired Bobby Cox," and he said, "I would be hiring Bobby Cox if I didn't just fire him." So it's one of those things. It's like just a different voice is a good thing.
You sure have softened up on this subject.
Well, the offensive line was very much a letdown. But on the flip side, we did see a lot of things that, in that bowl game, Gunner held some balls when we had guys wide open, so those are not the offensive line problems. So, but yeah, I'm glad.
Too. Let's be fair, Andy. There were a lot of injuries.
There were injuries. So, that's what I'm glad that I'm glad there's something different. I think a new voice is a good thing. What about y'all? Are y'all happy? Sad? Neither.
Eduardo?
Kind of indifferent. I mean, it doesn't really seem like much of a change to me. I mean, Stacey Searles is still staying on as an analyst, is he not? So he's still involved. I mean, Rauscher's kind of heading it up, but I don't know. It's kind of throwing deck chairs off the Titanic. That's a bad reference because we're not sinking, but you get the reference, right? It doesn't really matter.
I know I don't get that reference.
No,
never heard that expression.
It doesn't.
I've heard it, but I don't think we're a sinking ship. But
that's what I said. I said that. Yeah. I said it's a bad analogy. We're not a sinking ship, but it's just kind of, it's just whatever.
Coach Hayes is in the building, guys. Make sure you guys go check out Coach Hayes' YouTube channel. He puts out some really good stuff. He says, "I'll take a new younger full of piss and vinegar to get after that ass." Searles staying on only adds continuity. I agree. That's kind of where I'm at. Younger guy gets Stacey off the road for recruiting, puts the younger guy out there to go recruit. You still get to keep Stacey for whatever good that he did bring you, which it was good at times. You get to keep that. And now Phil Rauscher gets to be the, one that gets all the – he gets all the criticism now, while Stacey gets to sit back and not have to listen to that anymore.
On the flip side with that, we saw this offensive line improve throughout the year. Now, the final game, it wasn't great, but we did see it improve throughout the year. And maybe that has something to do with Phil Rauscher. Maybe he brought in new techniques and taught some new things, or was it just able to relate to these guys because he's younger? So that's why I think it's a good thing.
Maybe.
I think,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you could spin it either way, right? He was here on staff, so maybe his voice got to be heard more throughout the season, and his, Stacy latched on to him, and then Kirby saw that he was doing these dynamic scheme changes and was like, man, I got to have this guy as my offensive line coach, or they just got better, and it had nothing to do with Stacy Searles or Phil Rauscher. I mean, you can, it's a spin zone, right? You can spin it either way you want with that. So, Marvin Charles said, needed a new OC voice. If you ask me, question mark.
Well,
who would you have gone? Who would you have gone and got
right there?
Yeah, but who would you have gone and got? Like,
who knows? I mean, the guy that we all love.
I don't like that question, Paul, because that was the question that was asked when Mark Richt was on the hot seat. Who are you going to get that's better than Mark Richt?
Everybody knew Kirby Smart was your choice, your answer.
Not necessarily. I mean, you get my point, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's silly to say, well, who are you going to get? Well, come on, it's the University of Georgia. You can find another OC that may be more dynamic than Bobo, but right now, Kirby's happy with what Bobo's doing, and he's just, like I said, he's the linchpin. Everything that goes wrong on offense, oh my God, Bobo. If we go out and lose, the basketball team loses on Tuesday or Wednesday, they're going to blame Mike Bobo for it. That's just the way it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, guys that I would have liked to got, like Todd Monken and Joe Brady, both are now NFL head coaches.
That's unrealistic.
So, but that's what I'm saying is that's kind of the next step up from a Mike Bobo is what I'm getting at. That Todd Monken, Joe Brady level, and those guys are NFL head coaches now. So like that's crazy. JC is just trolling tonight, boys. Says, yeah, that's crazy. If Bobo retired, it wouldn't be an oh shit moment. We'd find someone in 5 months.
I agree.
Okay, but that person probably more than likely is already in your building. If you're going to find him in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So who in your building do you want to be your OC more than Mike Bobo?
Nobody.
Okay. All right. There we go. Moving on.
I understood what you meant. I understood what you meant, Paul. Eddie's just messing with you. But yeah, I did get you. I was with you. It's like, but I mean, he was right. It's like, okay, if you're saying, oh, I don't want Bobo, I want Brady, but you can't get that guy. So yeah, I'm with you.
There's tiers to this, and I think you're at the highest tier you can be at with Bobo, and folks are going to hate on him regardless. So it is what it is.
Right.
Barry Waters, what a name. Says, go Dogs. I trust Kirby. I was 15 in 1980 and thought I wouldn't live long enough to see another one. Definitely need some rules and someone to enforce them.
Yeah. I mean,
does it? Okay. Because I'm not on here with you every week. Does anything change with this transfer portal by February 1st, 2027? Does anything change with this NIL transfer portal by next year? Or is it just status quo? And actually not even status quo. You're getting guys back from the G League and the NBA to come play at Alabama.
Yeah, sure. I know.
Does it just keep getting worse by next February 1st? Or is there change?
Well, I don't know, because you saw Dabo Swinney just go completely off on Ole Miss and for tampering.
We had the receipts, boy.
Yes, everything. But is Ole Miss going to get in trouble? So if they don't, then it's not going to change. It'll get worse. So I don't know. I think this time next year, I don't think there will be any different. I think it'll still be the same. Now, maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, but as of now, what's going to happen until they actually penalize someone? Because it's all legal, illegal. I mean, whatever. I don't know. They say it's illegal to tamper, but clearly it doesn't matter.
No, well, I'm so glad you brought that up, Andy, because Dabo said the word tampering about 5 times. By the way, go listen to that 8-minute rant. He was talking. God, it was hard to listen to. I mean, he came off as a total whiner, and here's why. Tell me where tampering is illegal. It's not. There's no such thing. You can text a guy anytime you want in college football. It doesn't matter. There's no tampering rules in college. All right, Paul, you're making a face. Where is it illegal for what Lane Kiffin did with the players? Where is that illegal? Where is that written in the NCAA rules that you can't tamper with players?
Well, you're not supposed – I'm pretty sure it's a rule that you can't talk to players unless they're in the transfer portal.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So Kirby
I'm shoot. Where are you
Kirby could text Jeremiah Smith right now. He can
say
Jeremiah Smith.
And say happy birthday.
Yeah, and say happy birthday.
He can text him. Okay, he could text him and say, hey, we're looking at you coming in the portal next year. We'd like you to come in the portal. Oh, really? What rule is that violating? Tell me what rule that
I don't know the damn rule off the top of my head, Eddie. What
you don't know what the hell you're talking about. There are no rules. That's the point. There are no rules. Zero. And that's why Dabo looked like a whiny little bitch, because he kept talking about tampering. There was no violation there. None.
Somebody please help. I feel like I'm in la-la land right now. Andy, please help me.
That's because I'm the state of college football, and you know I'm right. Until there is a commissioner of college football, none of this changes, Paul, because they did this. These were the floodgates, and they went boom, and they're open, and it's a free game for everything. And they're trying to put, as you say, Andy, all the time, the toothpaste back in the tooth in the tube, and they can't do that.
That doesn't mean that it's not illegal.
Okay.
Show me where it's illegal. Show me.
Tampering in college football is defined as any contact with a player who is not in the transfer portal, and it is explicitly prohibited by the NCAA rules. Despite this, enforcement is inconsistent, and the coaches across the country describe the current system as anarchy due to weak penalties and widespread violations.
So you're telling me that what Lane Kiffin did, what exactly did he say that was tampering? What did he say?
Jeez, I don't know. I'm not on the stand right now. I didn't know this was coming up, and it's not in the show notes.
You brought it up. You brought it up.
No.
Exactly. James, you guys. Get JC in here, the lawyer.
No. Look at his comment. Please don't post it on the screen. But God, that's wonderful. But it is illegal. You cannot. You
can't do what Lane and his staff did with that kid. You can't do that.
Oh, so you think Lane's going to be? You think there are going to be violations against Lane Kiffin? You think so?
Wait a minute. I thought you were talking about Pete Golding.
No. Okay, here's the difference.
I didn't say it should there be. Will there be?
This is what you're getting into. You're confusing the two here. You're confusing the two. Tampering can be illegal, but it also cannot be enforced. At the same time, the NCAA could potentially not enforce that. That doesn't mean it's not legal. You can still speed on roadways.
Oh, okay.
Can you not speed on
basically,
roadways?
it's bullcrap. You could do whatever you want, and you probably. But that doesn't mean
it's not okay. Bob Clyburn.
Bob Clyburn. I hope you won the. Yes.
Posted. I haven't even read the bylaw, dude. It could be talking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I haven't read it. I just saw that it was a bylaw. 13.1.1.4. Sometimes cited along 13.1.1.3. Andy, will you read that for the folks at home?
Yes, a coach, athletic staff member, or any representative of a school's athletics interest cannot communicate or make contact directly or indirectly, meaning Eddie from Acworth can't contact said player, with a student athlete enrolled at another NCAA Division I school or anyone associated with the athlete, like their family, an advisor, or a high school club coaches, until the athlete has formally entered the NCAA transfer portal and the notification process has been completed.
Okay,
so yes.
So Lane Kiffin's in trouble then, right? Is that what y'all telling me?
No, that's not the point.
Well, God almighty.
No, the point is it's illegal, but they're not enforcing it. So that's what we said.
Well, who gives a crap if it's illegal and you don't enforce it? It doesn't mean anything. That's the point. It's irrelevant. Who cares? Paul.
Okay. So you're cool.
Okay, so there's the law in place and just everybody ignores it. That's what you just told me.
Pretty much, yes.
Yes.
That's the point. There's no
the problem.
Punishment. I know, and that's what I'm saying. None of this changes until there's a commissioner of college football. That's the problem.
Boy, you really went around a weird ass circle to get.
No, it didn't. That's the first thing I said. You asked if any of this changes, and I said no.
No, the first thing you said was tampering's legal and everybody can do it. That's what you said. And I had to get
it
Bob
is legal. It
post
is
the
legal
bylaw.
by what you just said. Yes. Okay. We're getting into semantics. Yes, it's illegal. Okay. Illegal. There's no enforcement. None.
Okay. That's two totally different things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I read it from the website, and then Bob also posted you said, I said it.
But if it's illegal, there should be a punishment. Illegal means punishment, and there's not.
That's what I said, though. I said until they start enforcing the tampering rules, it doesn't matter. So,
have you ever seen that picture of that lady where she's rubbing her eyes and she sticks them into her eyelids?
Yes,
and she's rubbing them like that.
I wish you'd do that right now. I wish you'd do that.
I almost did. Yes, I agree. What he did was illegal. There is not a place to enforce this, though, is what I'm getting at. And we need the NCAA to step up and grow a pair and just enforce it, because it is illegal.
It's not going to happen.
That's what I asked. That's the question I asked. By February 1st of next year, it seems like your answer is nothing's going to happen. Can we leave it at that?
But
here we go.
Okay.
All right, I got it. How about this?
If tampering was illegal and was enforced, I would agree with you. There'd be a tampering rule, but it's not. Yeah, you could put up all the rules you want written and say, "Oh, tampering's illegal." Nothing's going to happen. So it's meaningless. That's my point. Totally meaningless.
So here's what Alex Page, perfect example. He says, so Dabo walked the plank on his own, just walked out there and put it out there and just whatever.
Yes,
I'm going to put.
He did.
Because nothing's going to happen.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Alex Page said, but Dabo had no public support from any other head coaches, which probably means some of them are doing it too.
Bingo. Because they know tampering, yes, technically is a rule, but nothing is going to happen.
But no, Alex Page makes a very good point. He said, Dabo said,
yeah, he does. That is a good point, actually.
Dabo said in the press conference after that one, I think he had another one, said, man, I've had so many coaches text me and say, thank you, Lord Jesus, Dabo Sweeney, for putting this out there. And I went back to him and I said, if the Lord's put it on your heart, can you also give your testimony? And guess what? Dabo got left on red with every one of them coaches.
He did. He
said, it's not my time. Not my time to give my testimony. I'll write a book about it when I leave.
Yeah,
okay.
Andy Thompson says, be nice, y'all. Cannot watch when y'all fight. If you think this is fighting, dear God.
Oh, come on.
And look at Chris Garcia's message: Paul versus Eddie and Andy the moderator. I mean, that's the thing. He's not wrong.
Hey, somebody screenshot this and send it to Harrison.
No, delete that forever. Delete it.
But yes, they always say I'm Switzerland because I just try to stay down the middle, and that's
you couldn't stay down the middle on that. That was
no. Eddie was completely off the wall with that. I don't even know what he said.
Not y'all. Okay, whatever.
JC makes a good point. He said Calipari's doing it for basketball, but he's yelling to the clouds. Nothing changing.
Calipari's been doing it for years, yeah. But here's the thing, though. When you look at Calipari, you think he's not texting dudes? That sounded weird. That sounded weird. Texting players.
We understand what you meant.
He's been doing it forever. Yeah.
Yeah. He is like the epitome of the used car salesman in the world of NIL.
100%.
Like you look at him, you're like, this guy loves NIL.
Oh yeah.
The kids walk in, they're like, hey, what position can I play here, coach? He's like, don't worry about it. I've got money. Like he doesn't even tell them, you're playing.
And then he goes on a press conference and rails about it, right? That's what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
Trammell is about to get kicked off of
Kick him
the
out.
Chat. Said Eddie was right, just bad
tone. I don't know about the bad tone.
Kick Alex Page out too. What's he talking about?
Trammell though.
Yeah, Alex was on point. Eddie was on point
Alex.
with the points
See,
made.
the two idiots above me don't understand it. They're just too illogical.
No, we had to stop you because you said tampering was legal.
You said it was legal, and it's not legal. It is
illegal.
illegal.
If you're not punished for it, it is legal. If you're not
all right. Well, how about this, guys?
That's the point.
Spring practice is starting in 3 weeks.
I like how Andy's hosting now.
7 weeks. 7 weeks. So in 7 weeks, spring ball is going to happen. We're going to have a whole new team. What's going to happen in those 7 weeks? What are we looking forward to? What are we
Hold on, real quick. Roddy Nabolsi. Punishment, enforcement is separate from legality. Think jaywalking. Still illegal. seldom cited.
I jaywalk on UGA campus every day. So,
but if you want to stop the jaywalking, you start writing tickets. The lack of ticket writing does not negate the illegality of the action. Same with tampering. That's my point. I was trying to say. That's all I was saying. All right. What were you saying, Andy?
7 weeks. About 7 weeks, we're going to have a whole new football team out there. They're going to be on the torn up practice fields that I keep seeing every day. They're going to be over there. So what's going to happen? Yeah, well, they're tearing down the track and field. They're redoing it. They got all the new construction going, so it's crazy out there right now. And tearing up concrete. There's all kinds of stuff. But what are we looking forward to in those 7 weeks? What do we want to see out of there? What are we most happy about? And what are we most concerned about?
JC says, put the Athens PD in charge of tampering enforcement. Dude, it would be done tomorrow.
It
would be over.
Yeah.
Okay, and also, but look, put Scott Anderson's comment up there.
Yeah, Harrison says, Eddie was wrong as usual. The problem is NCAA is worried about getting sued. Scott Anderson, so speeding is legal, just don't get caught. I mean, I guess if we're going off of Eddie's. All right. What's your biggest concern going into spring ball, Eddie?
Mine's right cornerback.
Really?
I got very specific about it. Yeah. Ellis Robinson, left side. He's got that locked down, right? But DeMello Jones is a starting right cornerback as we stand right now, is he not? And he really struggled down the stretch. He made some bad reads, bad plays. And right there, you got Gentry Williams coming in from Oklahoma. Kid seems like he's a track star. I don't know that he can tackle very well, and he's coming off 2 major shoulder injuries.
He's been injured.
Got Dominic Kelly to transfer.
What's that?
Yeah.
Got Dominic Kelly to transfer.
Yeah. True, but you don't know what you're getting. He hadn't played football since October, right? Since that shoulder got injured. So I think he may be the answer. I don't know, but the only other person there is Zach Fort, and he's a incoming freshman that's going to be here in the fall. So, Paul, I wanted to ask you this question. So on the left side, you got Ellis Robinson. Obviously, he's going to be the starter, but you got Jonte Gilbert, Braylon Conley, and Caden Harris. How easy or hard is it for these guys? Let's just say DeMello struggles again and Gentry just ain't what we thought. Can they flip a guy over to that other side? Is that easily doable, or is that a tough transition?
Well, Georgia does it, seems like almost every year. They move that number 2 guy to the number 1 spot, and it just, you don't see any.
I'm talking about flipping to the other side. That's what I'm talking about. It's pretty easy transition, right? Is that what you're saying?
So like this year, Ellis will take over for Dalen on that side of the field. Dalen took over. He was on the other side of the field. He took over for was it Kamari?
Kamari.
Kamari. Yes. Kamari took over for, oh gosh, this is like a game of Jeopardy that I'm terrible at. Was Tyson Campbell? No, I'm missing somebody. I'm missing somebody in between there.
But anyway,
either way, they all jump over. So yes, it's just a jump over. Here JC really says, if corner is our thin spot, I guess our retention was not A+ with losing Dom Kelly. Dom Kelly is the only one that it stunk to lose. Ringo.
But I was talking about one side of the field, not the other. I mean, I think Ellis Robinson's going to be your shutdown corner, right?
Yeah.
But what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to pick on the other side, right? And that's where my weakness is.
But that's always happened at Georgia for as long as you can remember. It's that second corner that gets picked on. So I fair enough.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Who you got, Andy?
Well, I'm going to go with the offensive line, obviously, because that's what I always worry about. But we're going to be having a new left tackle. And, Drew Bobo, how healthy is he going to be? If it's the Liz Frank injury, ever how you say that, like some people say that is a 9 to 12 month recovery. He didn't have surgery until December, right? So is he going to miss the whole season? I don't know. I mean, you may be talking about a legit true freshman starting at right tackle if they decide to move Ernest Green back to left tackle. I personally would like Green to stay at right tackle, but we may have 3 new starters on the offensive line when we thought we were going to return 4 to potential 5 guys if we would have Bobo healthy and if Monroe Freeland would have stayed. So yeah, it's definitely Phil Rauscher's about to make his money, because in 7 weeks he's going to have to figure out who his starting 5 is, because I can't imagine Bobo being ready for opening day unless, have you heard something different, or do you think he's going to be?
There hasn't been much talk on it, so we'll see more as it progresses.
So at this point, I'm thinking we're going to be without Bobo for at least part of the season. So we're going to have 4.
I think you're right. I just asked Grok about that because I wasn't sure either, Andy. And it says 6 to 12 months. It says full return to high level activities. Maximal improvement often takes a year or more. So I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
But you got to think that's for me, you, and Andy.
That's normal people.
Maybe you might be right. Yeah.
From staff there.
But,
right.
But yeah.
My biggest concern, boys, wide receiver.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there.
I knew it. That's why I picked what I picked, Paul, because I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, it's Tony. We appreciate you watching. Tony says I'm more concerned with who is replacing Branch. I haven't fallen in love with a Georgia player like I did with Zachariah Branch in some time. Like every time he touched the ball, I was like, this is must see TV.
Edge of your seat. Absolutely. Yeah.
You just want him to get the ball. And you didn't care if Bobo was throwing 30 screen passes. If 25 of them were going to Branch, you just wanted to watch it.
He might house it. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I think my biggest thing is, you went out and signed the Isaiah Canyon kid from Georgia Tech. I think he's a good player. I think he's a decent player. I think probably if I was to put him in a realm, I was most excited for Noah Thomas, Canyon, Colby Young, and probably be flipped in terms of Colby Young will end up being the best out of those 3. Canyon will be in the middle, then Noah Thomas. So I don't know if you're going to get a Colby Young out of him, but that's probably where he's at. And a lot of folks, we just saw it in the chat, a lot of folks, Sokovi White-Helton, best one to fit that spot, Georgia is banking on Sokovi White-Helton. The offense really goes and shuts down almost with him, because you're banking on a lot of inexperience at wide receiver. There's not a ton of pass catchers coming back. Andy, maybe you can look that up for me. How many receptions out of the total are coming back this year? And I can guarantee you it's less than 65 or 70% that are coming back this year. And
I'll look that up. But let me ask you this, though, Paul, because we got a guy, and you know who it is. He was the 23rd ranked player in the country. He was the number 4 wide receiver in the country, 5-star wide receiver in Tylan Taylor. How are we not excited about him? I mean, that's a 5-star wide receiver.
Sure, I can be excited about him, but I can also say that this group has the least amount of experience.
Exactly.
Now, what you can look at from reading the tea leaves is Georgia lost a good bit to the draft and to being seniors, and they only went out and backfilled in the portal 1 spot. So maybe they're thinking that they have what it takes. We saw a lot of Landon Rowland. We saw a lot of him. We saw a lot of Taylor before he got hurt. And we saw a lot of this is a
London Humphreys, right?
Yeah, you've got London coming back. But
Paul, isn't Isaiah Canyon kind of a replacement for the big, tall Colby Young and the big, tall Noah Thomas? He's not that guy like Zachariah Branch was at all, right?
Right. So you're running out there.
All right. So last year we had London Humphreys. He had 18 catches for 276 yards. You had Scovey White had 8 catches for 70 yards. Taylor had 2 catches for 28 yards. And Wiley had 3 catches for 20 yards. Then you had Thomas Blackshear 2 for 23. So yeah, between those between all of those guys is right at 500 yards. And you look at Zach Branch had 811 yards with 81 receptions. So it's a big difference. But there's some point that those guys, I mean, this is a 5-star wide receiver, another, fringe 5-star wide receiver. They've got to hit. Like we've got to trust those guys, right? So
look, you're asking my biggest concern. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm concerned too, because we don't have that guy. But I just like those guys. at some point we've got to hit on some of these guys because that's basically two 5-star wide
Talon
receivers.
Taylor was hurt half the year too, so we don't even know what we have in him, right?
Yeah,
and again goes back to Paul's concern, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, he was out most of the, and CJ Wiley was healthy, but he was never even on the field.
Yeah,
right.
Chris Garcia says, "Who replaces Delp? Ethan Barbour." I mean
that's easy.
Yeah, your tight end room is so stacked, and Coach says it right here. He says, "I just did a breakdown on the receiver game. We run so much 12 personnel that you only have 2 receivers on the field at a time." Sure, but the 2 receivers that were on the field for Georgia were Zachariah Branch and Colby Young, and you can count on them every single time. And hey, look, we didn't really truly know what we were getting with Zachariah Branch.
No,
we knew he was really good. We knew he was a 5-star. We knew his kick return and punt return was crazy good, but nobody ever expected him to be.
He definitely surpassed what we thought, right?
Georgia, in a season. So maybe there's somebody out there in the wide receiver. What I'm saying is you need at least 2 or 3 guys to step up besides London Humphreys, because I think you can count on London to get you somewhere, but you don't want London to be one of your top 2 targets, I don't think.
Agreed. I agree. Yeah. He's just not that guy. He's a good wide receiver. He's not Colby Young. He's not Zach Branch, stuff like that. Yeah.
He won us the Tennessee game, did he not?
He did do that.
Hell of a catch.
Gunner threw that ball in a bucket. But
he had to make the catch, and that was
a wonder. It's perfect.
It's unbelievable.
Tony says, you guys are talking me off the ledge with your thoughts on the new guys stepping up. Hey, you got to have a little bit of optimism. I'm concerned about it, but what's your most confident position, Andy? What's your most confident? You look at that position and go, not a worry in the world.
I'm not worried about the linebackers. I think we got some dudes at linebacker this year. I think
easy pick.
I know CJ. I mean, it's low hanging fruit. CJ Allen's gone, but you got Quintavious Johnson. He's back. Justin Williams, Raylan Wilson. I think these guys are about to go nuts. I think we're going to see some elite defensive or linebacker play. So I'm not worried about that at all. And I think that's obviously going to help that defensive line as well. So yes, linebackers.
Hey, Tony, just to put you back on the edge, they're losing 195 receptions, 2,165 Gunners, 2,894 passing yards, and 16 of his 24 passing touchdowns.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a depressing.
That's a big number. Yeah.
Right there.
Whoa. Thanks for that. Thanks for those numbers. Thank you.
What you got, Eddie? What's your most confident position?
It was mentioned here a little while in the chat. I don't remember who it was, but I'm going with the tight end room. I mean, just loaded for bear. I know we lost a guy, but Lawson Lucky, I love that guy. And Elias Williams, Ethan Barbour coming back healthy. And then you got Caden Prothro sitting there. And let's not forget about Jaden Riddell. The kid can play. Mm-hmm. But will they throw to these guys? That's my question. I mean, will they use these guys?
I think we just answered that question. In the biggest concerns is there's not a ton of wide receivers to throw to.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of thinking, Paul, when I wrote this down. I was like, maybe this becomes part of your receiving room because they're pass catchers, right? That's what they are. Maybe this is what Kirby's thinking. Okay, we don't have that dynamic Zachariah Branch. We got Elias Williams. Have fun guarding him, right? Yeah. We got Ethan Barbour healthy, who we hardly even saw this year. And
he's hurt.
He started the first damn game, did he not? Till his leg went like this, and then he was out. So, he got a gruesome injury. He did. So if that doesn't happen, how good is that kid now? And I think he's going to be a phenomenal presence. And Caden Prothro, everything I'm hearing about him, I mean, he could very well be your next 1A Brock Bowers. I mean, he's that good. So
don't forget Lawson Lucky. Lucky's a good
exactly.
tight end.
Lawson Lucky, yeah,
he's a really good tight end. So,
but they got to throw to him. Gunner's got to throw to him.
On the show notes, Eddie, it says you picked tight end room as I know Paul's ... What is mine?
That was I wrote it in the wrong place. It was the other one. I'm sorry because I knew you were going to say wide receiver weakness. I wrote it in the wrong place. Sorry.
Okay, I guess. My most confident position that you guys didn't already take, because I feel very confident in those two, be running back.
Yeah.
Nate Frazier, he brought him back. I still believe in Chauncey Bowens, even though something was different after his injury.
He was never healthy after that. He was never healthy.
Peanut quit getting run, but I liked what I saw in the flashes we got to see from him.
Yeah.
There's another guy that I thought was going to transfer, actually, Paul. Sorry to interrupt, but Peanut, I thought he was gone. And him coming back, there's another retention, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, another retention. You got Jay Lamar coming in. I think he's really good. Bo Walker's very talented, and then brought in Dowdell, which we all were looking. And I remember looking at it with you guys in the text thread. We were looking, hey, where is a big running back? And I went through the top 100 portal running backs, and nobody was the size of Dowdell, and that's what you needed.
There's no way in hell you did that. That's such a lie. You did not go through all 100. No, you didn't. No,
you can just scroll and it shows.
You hardly had time to log on in time tonight to start the show. There's no way in hell you went through 100 running backs and looked at them. That's bullcrap.
I've been sitting here for an hour and a half getting this all worked up.
It's bullcrap.
I did the show notes. Should I put the show notes up?
You looked at 5. No, that's what
I went through 100 because it's easy. It just shows you height, weight on the. You don't have to click on them. You just scroll down.
Yeah,
scrolling 100 takes probably 10 minutes. You don't have that time in your day. You told me that, so it's bullcrap.
I don't. That's a lie. Hey, look, Andy, where are we going next? You know what? Andy should just host this show, man.
Well, you know what? Why don't we just since Eddie loves? Let's skip over and go.
He's injured. He's on hurt. IR now. Look at him. He's out.
Oh, look, we're all excited about football because we know that rules the world. But Eddie, tell us about that UGA basketball team. One day they look great.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do that because one day they look really well. We'll circle back to the other guys, but
we're not going to do the Falcons first.
Let's circle back since we're already talking about the red and the black. Let's talk about that basketball team because I want to know what you think about it. Because one day you're texting me that this is the greatest team we've ever had. Next day,
I've never said that. That is crap.
I'm being facetious, but you know what I'm saying. But then they struggle. So what's up with them? What is causing this up and down? Is it the coach?
Well, that's the question. So first of all, they lost to Texas A&M 92-77, and they opened the game colder than the snow outside. They went down 22-2. And I texted you guys, this game's over, and it was because they couldn't come back from that. You just can't overcome that. That's the third straight SEC loss. They lost to Texas, they lost to Tennessee, and now they've lost to Texas A&M, okay? And Wilkinson, I mean, he led the scoring with 17, but this team is really frustrating right now, and I don't understand it. So I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think is wrong with this team? Because I have it in my notes. I know what's wrong with them right now. I can go into it, but I'll throw it back to you guys. Paul, what do you think is wrong with this team right now?
Chris Taylor. Andy is glad he's not emotionally involved at this point.
Exactly. I cannot be just heartbroken.
It's Georgia, Andy. I mean,
exactly. That's what I don't get.
I can't have my heart broken. Look, y'all know
what's
I care about
the difference. You have it broken 2 times or 5 times. Who the hell cares?
All I do because the 5th time is pretty brutal. So
all right. I'll tell you what I think the problem is. It's rebounding. This team cannot rebound the basketball. The past 3 games, they were out rebounded 130-91. Okay,
Chris Garcia and Scott
there's
Anderson
your problem.
agree with you. Yeah,
they
Chris
cannot rebound the basketball. It's driving me crazy. And I had an argument back and forth with John Tweet Sports. He said, well, they've lost the rebounding battle last 5 games and they won 2 of those. I don't care. Okay, you're going to occasionally win a game where you get out rebounded, but this is a glaring issue with this team. They can't rebound.
Yeah, I think I get too emotionally invested into Georgia basketball.
But that's okay.
I schedule those 2 days a week around, like I make sure I'm in front of the TV. I watch every minute of it.
Okay.
And it's like misery loves company though. Like I just can't get away from it. I know what's going to happen. I saw it go 22-2 and I just sat there and glued in. Could have taken a nice afternoon Saturday nap, had both the kids down. Could have taken me a nice 2-hour nap. Instead, I just sat there and watched this. And then the kids started crying right when that final buzzer hit.
So did you and me.
Not me. And that's
here's the problem though. They went out. I think Mike White did a really good job of going out and finding replacements for Silas Dimry. Jeremiah Wilkinson, really good. Smurf Millinger's got that clutch bone in his body that nobody else on the team has.
Yep.
Blue Kane has gotten a lot better, but these last few games he's looked really bad. But he has gotten better as a whole, Eddie, from when he first, because he was starting as a freshman. This is his 3rd year in the system.
Still don't like him. I understand what you're saying.
You were able to bring back Santo, which was tough. a lot of folks wanted Samto, and you see why. The guy's a beast in the paint, but he can't keep his emotions in check. The problem is you lost RJ Godfrey, and you never really backfilled him.
Yeah.
The Kareem Stagg kid, he's a freshman. I think he's talented. I think you're asking a lot from him. Justin Abson, I like him. I like his energy, but he's not an SEC tournament level center. He's just not. He would be really good on like James. And then there's Dylan James, who I think you're asking too much of from him. He's not a power forward. He's not supposed to be guarding guys that are 7 foot tall. It's not what he does. Nope. He's a great 3-and-D guy, whatever you want on the outside perimeter. You have him working inside. That's not where he should be. You have him out of position, guarding guys, and he has enough kind of tenacity and love for Georgia that he'll do it, but that's not where he should be playing. So you look at it and you go, all right, what could have helped this team? Probably another, you look at Florida. They've got 3 7-footers that they start.
Yeah.
You look at Texas A&M, they're tiny, but they've got 2 big men. Georgia has 1 big man, and you can't. And your 1 big man, he plays with so much fire, passion, and energy that he gets in trouble doing so, and he gets 2 fouls super early, and then you're stuck playing this catch up game. Their last 2-minute offense or defense or last 2-minute 5 on the floor of Smurf, Jeremiah Wilkinson, Blue Kane, Samto, and who is it? Who is it they put out there?
Was it Catchings?
Yes, Catchings. Yes, and you put those 5 out there. One of the best 5 out there, but you can't put it out there for long because Catching can't stay in the paint for too long, and Samto gets foul trouble, and you're constantly running guys in. You're running 11 guys because you're so thin up front.
Well, let me ask you this: when Mike White was down at Florida, when some of his issues, was it size? Was it because he did not play? Was it the same thing he was seeing here at Georgia, or is this just a different situation, or do we know? I mean,
I don't remember, honestly. Okay. I don't pay too much attention to basketball that's not Georgia.
Okay. Right. Okay. Why would you?
The reasons of him getting fired were, but I see where you're going with that. Is it a Mike White issue?
Yeah, sure. That's my question. Was this the same thing he had? Was it the same issues he had at Florida as he has here?
So let me take you guys back to the Tennessee game.
Okay.
We were down by 3 points with 12 seconds left, something like that. And we got the ball inbounded. Paul, you're not a coach. I'm not a coach. Andy, you're not a coach. With that much time left, you're down by 3. What do you need to do? I'll just tell you right now. A, score quickly, 2, and foul, or B, hit a 3. Okay? And what happened? We dribbled around, so there was almost no time left, and Smurf ran down the lane, and they opened it up like Moses was parting the sea because they want him to score. He laid it in with 0.4 seconds left, and the game was over. So, bad play on Smurf's part, okay? But are you telling me Mike White didn't tell them that in the huddle?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could see out there. You could see what the play was. Smurf bring it up. He hands it off to Blue Kane at the top, and they were trying to get some type of pick and roll action off that for him to hit a 3, and
it didn't work.
Didn't work. And
so then you throw something up quickly.
But the problem is, you in that situation, you're wanting to go for 2 quickly, maybe get fouled, go to the lane. Right. Maybe hope a Cinderella basket falls in at midnight and you get a and 1, or if you don't, you foul and you extend the game. And that's not what they did right there. And that's, I think, what's frustrating is watching this team, going through kind of this. You saw it beginning, just blowing guys out, going, 100 points a game. That was what the talk when they started SEC play was. This is the highest scoring team in all of college basketball. Us as fans are watching it going, oh my God, I can't wait to watch them. I can't wait to watch 7 guys go for 10 plus tonight. This team is so balanced. Then it gets to SEC play and they're like, yeah, that shit's going to stop, man. We're not letting you run up and down the court.
It's not loaded this year. It's not like it's loaded, right? So it's not loaded. Andy brings up a point that I put on the notes. And I'm seeing this more and more. And I've been a Mike White guy all along until recently. I'm starting to question this. And I'm seeing it more and more. Is Mike White the answer? Now, the problem is he's going nowhere. I mean, it's not like we're going to make the tourney probably, right? I would think so. Do you? Well, yeah. Okay.
I mean, every game, the number dropped.
I know. You can start to question that. I think we do. I think we'll make the tourney. So I don't think Mike White is going anywhere. But I'm starting to believe into these guys that are posting. Is Mike White the issue? I'm starting to kind of buy into that because when Florida, he left Florida, they were like, bye, see you later. And then they turn around and hire a guy and they win a national title, right? So
Texas A&M just fired a coach. Went and got a guy from Samford, and he's top of the SEC right now.
Right.
You know,
I'm starting to buy into that, Paul. Are you?
Look, he was called mid-major Mike at Florida for years, and they were going to fire the guy, and we paid his buyout to hire him away.
I think here's the problem, and I think this is what gets me the most is that Georgia fans want good basketball so bad. They will show up. They are
showing up.
And they still are, yeah. And they want it so bad, and it just can't, for whatever reason, materialize. And when that happens, unfortunately, whether it's Mike White's fault or not, it goes back to him. Yeah. And you're in charge of creating the roster. You're in charge of implementing the playbook, and one of those two things isn't working.
Yeah.
So,
and at the end of the day,
I do want to slow the roll just a little bit. I know we're looking at it right now in this prism of the past 3 games have been bad. Okay. Nebraska just went out there 20-0, and they've lost 2 games in a row now. So I bet Nebraska is ready to jump. They're 20-2 now. Okay. The season's not over by any means. There's a lot of basketball left. Okay. And we're all sitting here saying, well, they're not going to make the tournament. I don't agree with that. I think things can turn. The team as it stands, Paul, is pretty loaded. I mean, Jeremiah Wilkinson is a hell of a basketball player. By the way, where's Jacob Wilkins? I mean, that guy has been just completely ignored, it seems like. Is that a Mike White thing?
He's not getting run.
Right.
You know, I mean, eventually you knew you could. I mean, he still does. He plays 11 still, but not the rate that he was. You can't play 11.
What? He's going to transfer then. That's what's going to happen.
No, he's not going to transfer.
Oh, really? You don't think so?
He's wearing his dad's number from the rafters. What do you mean?
Oh, so that really matters. Yeah. Okay.
Well, guess what? Probably somebody's already tampering with him now. It's
legal. It's legal.
It's not illegal. It's not illegal.
You know what is illegal? Making this show go longer than an hour, and we did. We
didn't even talk about these guys. You're
the other side of the other side. You got it.
It's hard to do on the camera right there.
That was illegal to do that, but you know.
Yeah. But no, guys, we appreciate you so much for joining us. We didn't get to the Falcons talk. It is what it is. I'll leave that for the boys for next week because I didn't think we'd have anything to talk about this week, but here we are. We had something to touch on. So appreciate you guys joining us. Appreciate you, as always, letting me hop back on here and hang out with you guys. And, we'll see you We'll see you on the flip side, guys. Make sure you're subscribed to UGAsports.com. That's Andy Stowe, Eddie from Acworth, and I'm Paul Maharry.
Hey, make sure you contact us to get your free year membership.
Yes. Yeah. And hey, everybody watching, thank you so much for watching. And your comments make the show go. So please do the same when old Harrison gets back into the saddle. So we appreciate you guys. Talk soon.